Oh, What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Joined today is my co-host, JoJo. What's up, man?
I'm here.
You're here.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. It's going pretty good. Super excited because my internet, I wouldn't say fixed, but it's better. I haven't been able to stream. I haven't even been able to really record content. I had to have Kelsey. She had to record the podcast for me. I couldn't even do video conferencing. We had to do all audio podcasts for the last 3 weeks. I couldn't do any video conferencing whatsoever, and it's actually funny. Yeah, exactly. The last podcast that I put out, that one was actually recorded before the other two. But I tried to upload it, and I literally sat there on pending for 3 days. And then YouTube was like, yeah, this isn't happening, dude. I couldn't even upload a video. It was the weirdest thing. I even talked to the reps when they came out here, too, because I had 4 techs come out within a span of 2 months, if that. Maybe more like a month almost. A month and a half. And none of them knew what was wrong. And then they finally escalated me up to an elite tech, if you will. And he's the one that got me to where I'm at now. But, yeah, my issue, and I've never had this for in my life. I didn't even know how to fucking, really explain it that well at first. But basically, anything I did upload-wise would crash my entire internet. Usually when people have internet issues, it's always download. Always download.
Yeah.
What happened is that, for instance, my significant other was on a FaceTime with her sister. Because obviously we had the newborn, and the sisters wanted to see the newborn and stuff like that. I could not play a video game. I physically could not play a video game online at all. It literally would not let me do it. If upload was being used at all, you couldn't do anything else. But after a certain amount of time, the upload being used would then crash the internet. This was the weird part. This was the part that even the reps didn't understand. And to this day, all of us still have no fucking clue what was going on. Is that
I've never...
If I did a speed test to check my speeds, my fucking, because what I pay now, I get 400 megabytes download and 25 megabytes upload, which is the best they have to offer. I would love to get more upload, but that's the best they have to offer for my area. My speed would shoot straight to 440 download and run strong. And then it would go to do the upload, and it would go to 1 and then 2, and then the bar that moves across the screen would just stop. It'd be frozen. And then everything in the house would lose internet. And it would be gone for 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, and that's not a one-time thing. I could run it 10 times in a row, and clockwork, it did it every fucking time. Every time. Every fucking time, man. Got me. Still have no fucking clue. Even the dude's every time we get an internet call, it's always download. There's never issues with upload. It's always download. And that's true. That's usually what the issue is download speeds are getting fucked, or your internet's going out or something like that. But yeah, fucking upload, man.
How'd they fix it?
So what the guy did, because the guy came out and he did a whole bunch of looking around and stuff, and was like, I want to get you, because every other rep that was out here was like, yeah, it's your wire, man. Your wire needs to get replaced. Your wire needs to get replaced. And my landlord was going back and forth about who needs to replace wire, who's in charge of that, and all this other shit. And it sucks because I was just going to move over to TDS because they just recently moved out to my area and they did the fiber optic. They installed it, and I was super pumped about it because I was like, fiber optic, fuck yeah, let's go. And then I call them and they're like, yeah, we're not ready to sell it to you yet, though. So it's here, it works, but they're not ready to sell it to me yet. So that sucks. And whenever I told my landlord about that, he was pretty pissed off. He's like, because I did not know that was a thing, that they weren't ready to sell it yet. I thought they could put it in, because the reason why they let TDS come and put it in, because Charter had exclusivity rights here for a while. And then the reason why they were going to let TDS come in is because Charter has dropped the ball so bad with people having to work remote from COVID, like myself. It's fucking the internets were terrible. It's fucking terrible. And Charter was just terrible at fixing shit. So, guy came out, super cool guy. We would talk over the phone a couple times before he finally got a chance to actually come out and stuff like that. And he went outside and found the actual, so the way I'll use his terminology, there are 2 taps that go into like every building. And on those 2 taps, there's 2 runoffs. And the runoffs are kind of like the Medusa head of fucking female wire parts, you know? So you got your little jacks that go into each one for each house, because basically not each house, but each apartment. So each apartment actually has its own wire versus one big wire going into a splitter and being split into each apartment. Each apartment has its own fucking wire. Which he's like, it's a little uncommon, but it's something that is done. And there's nothing wrong with it. So basically, one of the taps had been recently replaced, and the other one was still super old. And because I'm like the newest tenant here, I was as far away as possible on the oldest one. So he literally moved me all the way to the front of the new one, and my speeds went instantly went up, which was great. And it actually went so well that he had to put another splitter on my shit inside to throttle my speeds down to what I actually pay for. So that's how good the signal came back. The reason why I say somewhat fixed is because I've still had some issues, and like you said, time will tell. That's just how that is. I mean, I'm still going to have my normal internet issues, but I'm able to, as you can see, fucking video conference and actually fucking record. Right, and I've streamed a couple times since then. So yeah, so got the internet fixed, which is great. And yeah, man, I haven't really done too much streaming since I've been back because I've been just fucking working my ass off. But man, dude, I was wanting to stream a lot of Smash Bros. Whenever I came back because of Sephiroth coming out. Fucking was super happy. That trailer was so fucking good. It was so good. That was kind of amazing. Oh, especially the whole end of it, like, was literally shot for shot the scene out of the movie. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. I'm so happy. But I got 2 things I want to bitch about Nintendo before we move forward. And then we got the JoJo, the resident Nintendo guy on, so maybe he can help talk some sense to me and get me off the edge. So. First off, this is where I say fuck Nintendo. All right, first off.
Yeah.
Everybody bitches and complains about AAA titles, about, oh, they're this price, or whenever AAA title prices go up and stuff like that. Everybody bitches and complains about it. But you know what I just noticed recently, because I had family come up here for Christmas, is that Nintendo never drops their prices. Never. If it's a Mario or a Zelda title, that shit will be $69.99 until it's in the fucking grave. What? I couldn't believe it.
It's been away for a long time.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I went to go pick up like a Mario Party, and I was like, I'm not going to spend $60 on News Mario Party. They're only up here for a fucking week. We're going to do other shit. Like, I'm not going to spend $60 just out of nowhere for a fucking one night of Mario Party, right? I was like, I'll just get one of the older ones. Same shit, same goddamn game. Just gets upgraded with new graphics and maybe some new mini games. Same shit, whatever. I'll get an older Mario Party. Every fucking game that had Mario in the title was $59.99. I was like, what? Wow, bro. Wow. You know how long I've been waiting on the remake of fucking Link's Awakening to go on sale? This shit's never going to happen.
I got it for Christmas.
Yeah, there you go.
It's really good.
Shit's never going to happen. Here I was thinking that sooner or later it was going to go on sale. Nope, that's not going to happen because Zelda games don't go on sale because they're fucking Nintendo. I was like, how has this flown under the radar? I never hear people bitch and complain about Nintendo's prices. But they always bitch about like Call of Duty or fucking Halo or Gears of War. Nintendo, I never hear complaints.
It's been that way for, I don't know, like legitimately forever as far as I know. Sometimes they'll put out like Player's Choice re-release things where it's a bit cheaper, but those games just keep selling, so they have no reason to discount them. Is the thing. Like,
that's crazy.
They put out one Mario Kart per console basically, and so then anyone who buys the console is going to want the Mario Kart, so they have no incentive to like.
That's crazy.
They don't have competition essentially. With
they don't. Yeah, they definitely don't. Like, there's no competition.
Occasionally they will discount some of their games, but it's because like no one wanted that Yoshi game they put out, so you can get Yoshi's Crafted World on sale sometimes if you really want to. Or I think they did like a $10 discount on New Super Mario Brothers over Black Friday or something. But like,
I couldn't believe it, man. I was so mind blown. I was like, what? Oh my god.
I don't know if it started back in the Wii era, if it predates that even, but it was a thing where like every year from its release, like Mario Kart Wii was one of the top 10 selling games of the year because people kept buying the console and people still want it. So like, it would never stop. And Animal Crossing, it's just.
That's crazy to me, dude. Same thing with Animal Crossing. I was like, I'll just wait till it goes on sale. I was like, fuck, dude. Nintendo's like, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Nintendo's just basically go fuck yourself. I was like, all right, sweet. Thanks, Nintendo. I didn't know that. Blew my mind.
Might be able to get you a deal on Kirby Star Allies.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
So my second complaint about Nintendo, right? They did something that made me happy, which is they brought Sephiroth into Smash Bros. The reason why that makes me happy is not only is it obviously a Final Fantasy VII character, which is my favorite game of all time, but it solidifies a little bit more that Cloud isn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to get rid of a character showing up one time. It's another thing to get rid of two characters who have now made... Like, why spend the money to get Sephiroth into the game if, like, the next Smash, Cloud and Sephiroth probably aren't going to be there? You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't mean... you can't make any assumptions about there being another Smash Brothers anytime soon. They're not making...
obviously, not anytime soon, but I'm talking about when it comes out, dude. Cloud.
Well, no, because they have to... So, that was the thing with this game, specifically, was that Cloud was DLC for the fourth game, right?
Yeah.
And they put him in the fifth game, and Sakurai was like, I want every character back in this game, and Square didn't want Cloud to be in the game again.
Really? I didn't know that.
Because they want the DLC money. They were like, yeah, cool, like, you can have Cloud, but we want that cut. And so, I mean, somehow Sakurai talked them into it, but, like, you have to...
But he made it up,
like deals every time, you know.
But he made it good though, because he got the DLC money on Sephiroth. So
on some level, I have to wonder if, like, Sephiroth being a very weird exception to how they've done the DLC, you know.
I had no idea he was coming, dude. Super
obviously,
unexpected.
yeah.
Super unexpected.
If that was like a deal he had to make to say, hey man, okay, you got a different DLC character if we can use Cloud. Also whatever, it's cool character to include, obviously, like,
right, for sure.
Super hype.
With it, but yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
didn't see it coming. That's for sure. I was actually asleep when that announcement came out. I had no idea it was even coming out. I was asleep, and then my phone was blowing the fuck up. People were like, how are you not watching this right now? I was like, what? And they're like, Smash Bros. Released a new character. And I was like, oh, who is it? And they're like, just go watch the trailer. So I typed in new Smash Bros. And I immediately saw, oh, no, actually, because I already told this on a podcast. Nathan was in my Discord telling me, yo, Sephiroth just got added to Smash. And I was like, Nathan's the kind of guy to talk some shit, so I'm not going to believe that. And then a YouTube channel that I watch that's strictly Final Fantasy content posted on Twitter going, oh my god, Sephiroth is in Smash. I was like, okay, this is real. So I looked at the trailer instantly, and I was like, oh my god, it was so good. Oh, I loved it. I fucking loved it, dude. But
it was real good. It was, yeah.
So, going back to what my second complaint is. So we got Sephiroth and Smash. They did good on that, and I was happy about that. How in the fuck, with all the money Nintendo makes from never discounting their fucking games, all the money they make, all the money they made off of Sephiroth, instead of putting in more Final Fantasy VII characters, we got fucking Mii Fighter skins. Are you shitting me? Did you see that yet?
It takes too much. Yeah, they've done that for every...
Terrible.
They put out Mii.
Barrett, Tifa, and Aerith look terrible. Yeah. Fucking terrible. I'm so upset about that. Oh my god. Like, the Chocobo hat was fine.
It takes a lot of time to develop a character.
Yeah, well... And then they even put them in the same scene as, like, the built-in Cloud character. And it's like, bro, they look like ass. Dude. It's so bad.
I don't think he's trying to trick you. They're like a fun little bonus. Pay us 79 cents or whatever, and you can have these.
I'll pay 79 cents if it means that I can get the actual characters in the game. I want to play fucking Mii Fighter Barrett or Mii Fighter Tifa. Or Mii Fighter Aerith, dude. Fuck, man. Well, Sephiroth was a good ad.
You,
I'll say that. Sephiroth was a good ad. I was excited with that, obviously, but I think out of anybody else in 7, it makes sense that it would be Sephiroth versus like Tifa or something. Sephiroth makes sense.
I was surprised there was another character from 7 at all.
Me too.
I thought if there was another Final Fantasy character, it'd be someone that was actually on a Nintendo system.
Yeah, true.
Well, classically.
Yeah, we'll bring out Warrior Light. He made the Nintendo system.
Yeah, I would have figured it'd be like Cecil. I think 4 is really popular in Japan.
Yeah, Cecil. I could see somebody from 6 though.
Yeah, like
Terra or Kefka.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
Dude, Kefka would be so
whatever, I'll buy any character they put out. But
honestly, yeah.
Buy Kefka harder?
Yeah.
I wish.
There you go. Yeah. That's okay.
I just wish it was isolated to 7, because I want to fight people to the Final Fantasy IV battle music.
That's fair.
That's all. Yeah.
That's fair. Look, I'll put it this way. Obviously, I'm going to take as much 7 love as I can get. That's going to happen. But me being a fan of the series, I would like to see other characters come in as well. That'd be pretty cool. Because I do love this series as a whole. So
Sephiroth feels good. He's fun.
Yeah, he's got that loony aspect that I could see kind of fitting in a little bit there in a cartoony-ish type aspect. Yeah, absolutely.
He feels strong.
Because he's fucking crazy. But, I mean... I don't know, man. I think that's going to try to be... I think I'm going to push for that to be the first Final Fantasy that I have my daughter play. Is 6. I think that'd be a good one. To let her... Because she's going to grow up watching animes and stuff like that where the heroes always win. But to play 6, where you do all this shit just to lose in the end, dude, like really kick her in the face hard with reality right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Depends on how long you want to wait for her to play it, I guess. Because a lot of reading.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want her to start out in the classics. What's that?
She ever play one of the voice acting? Yeah. So she, well, I mean, there's still a lot of menus to read. It's a problem.
See, that's the reason why I want to do the old ones. So I actually read this really cool story on Reddit where this guy was talking about how Final Fantasy VII not only is his favorite game of all time, but also helped his kid with learning. And I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. So he talked about how his kid was in reading level school at this point, and he's like, my kid can read fine. It's just he can't read big words because he doesn't care to read. It's not interesting enough for him. He's like, we've tried getting him all different kinds of books as far as mythological and, all different kinds, future space, everything to try to gauge where his interest is at, but he just wants to play video games. He's like, and I don't blame him. Obviously, video games are awesome, but we got to find a way where he can still, develop with being able to play video games as well. He's like, so then I had this great idea of, well, if he likes video games, let's get him a video game that he has to read. So he actually had him play Final Fantasy VII. And he's like, he got so into the story that he would have his dad sit there on the couch so his dad could help him read out the bigger words and learn the bigger words so he could then read the story. I was like, dude, that's cool as shit, dude.
Actually, when I was a kid, my mom would read the games to me while I played Mana as a kid on the Super Nintendo, and my mom helped me. I couldn't read yet, really, and she would read the words to me, so it probably helped.
Yeah.
But also, awesome, 7 has a real mess of a translation, so maybe not the best way to teach your kid.
Real mess of a translation, for sure. I mean, let's not forget the whole Aerith and Aerith shit. Yeah, that one too. This guy R6. Oh my gosh, dude. There's so many bad ones. There's so many bad ones, dude. Oh, I love that game to death, but goddamn, the translation was terrible.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I've actually started to go back and because as I said, I'm on my hardcore playthrough now because I'm trying to beat every chapter. And since my internet was down, I started grinding the fuck out of 7, dude. Like the remake. And so I'm going back on the hardcore mode and trying to, because I want to 100% the game. And I finally got all the Jessie love. I was pretty happy about that because I'd always heard that if you did the bite scene correctly, the first one that you're on, that she actually kisses you on the cheek versus just hugs you. And I was like, bro, no one for a while was uploading any videos actually showing the proof of this. It was like some thing with no one fans were like, you gotta find out. Yeah, so you have to beat your first bite scene, and that includes the fight with Roche and end it with 80% or higher health. And she actually will kiss you on the cheek. 100%.
Yeah, no thanks.
Got all the Jessie love. I was like, hell yeah, dude. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun, man. It's been fun being able to experiment with different things and try out different combinations as far as materia goes. This materia build I have on Cloud, he's just like a fucking energy vampire. It's ridiculous, dude. Like anything I do automatically gives me a full bar ATB. If I block, if I fucking counterattack, if I fucking pop an ATB bar, it's going to give me half an ATB bar. Like every single piece of materia just works together. It's amazing. And then on top of that, I have nothing but lifesteal equipped. So I can have an enemy come and attack me and just do nothing but like move into Punisher mode, counterattack, and then do the counterattack stance that you learned from the twin stinger swords right after that. And every time they hit, I just absorb all that health right back and immediately cancel out their attacks and attack back. It's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking nuts. But Bahamut still beats the fuck out of me. I've yet to get Bahamut. I'm so close. Finally unlocked him, but I've yet to get Bahamut. Fuck! Look, Square, I love you to death. You ever make a goddamn fucking step materia again, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. That fucking, whatever the fuck it was called, something meter. I can't remember what the hell the name of the fucking materia was, but it was a materia where if you put it on, it counted your steps, and whenever you hit 5,000 steps, it evolved into a different materia. I had no idea that's what it did. So when I first saw that materia, I was like, fuck it, I don't need that. I just kept going on. That materia is so goddamn useful. It upgrades into AP plus materia, which does nothing but hyper level all your fucking materia. I was like, you motherfuckers, dude. I was so mad. So I was literally in this fucking Shinra training simulator dome, not going in and fighting anything, just running around in a fucking circle, getting those fucking steps in, dude. I was like, oh my god. I was so mad at myself. I was like, all this materia I need, like, upgraded so I can... Because you have to max out all 12 magical types of materia to unlock the Bahamut VR fight, which with Chadley. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah.
Don't think I did that.
Yeah, it's a bitch. It is a lot, especially whenever you get to like the revival and stuff materia where it's like fucking 12,000 EXP to fucking get that last level, and you're like, fuck me, dude. So yeah, for sure. But I can't believe it's actually crazy. Like, I mean, I didn't really care for him that much as a character, but I didn't hate him. But apparently Chadley, the little kid, was hated. Like, across the board, people were like, fuck this kid. I was like, wow. All right. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a bit of a dweeb, and his name is Chadley, so I get it. I don't know. I don't hate him, but, like, you know, people... There are a lot of characters in that game people love, and then you throw in Chadley, he's going to look pretty bad by comparison.
That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot of characters in the game that people love. So
ranked among the classic characters.
Yeah.
You can put a Chadley on your shelf.
It's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking nuts. I was like, holy shit. I was like, he's not going to make it back in part 2. They're going to find somebody else and be like, moved on. I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't really make sense if he made it out of part 2. Because if we're leaving Midgar and his whole thing was all about the Shinra building and taking down Shinra from the inside, it really wouldn't make sense if he was outside of Midgar, away from Shinra.
Yeah. You think so, but also...
Where is this kid's parents? All right? That's what I would think. If I'm in fucking goddamn Costa del Sol and I see Brad or Chadley, I'm like, where the fuck is this kid's parents? He's on a different continent at this point. Like, you took the boat from Junon to go to another fucking continent, end up in Costa del Sol, and this fucking kid is here? I'm like, bruh, where the fuck is your parents at? No. Get out of here.
I'm sure Chadley doesn't have... He's an independent youth. He fell on them. Probably.
But 14, I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break because I went very fucking hard into 14. I did make it to Ishgard, finally. Became a Dark Knight. That was cool as shit. I'm very early on into that. The dude that teaches you is a badass, by the way. He's so fucking cool. Oh my god. But, man, dude, the fucking, the story was so good. It was so good. So good. I was really happy with that. So far, that what I've seen, like I said, I still got to finish Ishgard, and that will complete up Heaven's Ward, And after I complete Heaven's Ward, then we'll be moving into Stormblood, and then Stormblood into
Oh, I
Shadowbringers, and
really
then we
did
caught
go
up.
hard. I think you played deeper into the story than I have at this point.
Oh, you didn't even make it to Ishgard
Uh,
yet? That's literally
I think
the end of
I don't.
the game. The end of the original game
I'm at
itself.
I'm at the end of the original game. I am
Okay.
level 50 and
Okay.
just fought. The last thing I did when I was playing it was I fought like Garuda was there, and then also she made like Ifrit show up, but then like a
Oh
robot
wow, dude,
Magitech thing.
yeah, you are way farther back. Yeah, you're way further back than I
Oh
am.
yeah, I
Holy
spent a lot of
shit.
time just sticking around in the casino. You know, I
Oh, good
kind of
old gold
get
saucer.
distracted.
It's fair. Hey, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I,
Yeah.
I'm level 50 multiple times, right? Like I'm a 45 bard and a 40 something
Yeah, my
something
brother has the
else.
same issue. He keeps fucking switching classes, and the only reason why I get upset about it is because all he does is basically complain about how bad he wants to find the dwarven race and then like gain their trust and then be able to use their shop and buy their armor and stuff. And he keeps switching classes. I'm like, you're never gonna fucking like they're 75. All right, I think you got to level 72 to even meet them, and level 78 to actually buy their shit. I'm like, you got a long way to go.
Uh,
You keep fucking switching classes. You're never gonna fucking get there. Because he started out playing and he did thermaturgy and then didn't like that and then came back as a rabbit race dragoon and then decided he didn't want to be a rabbit race. He wanted to go back to being a Lalafell. So then he made a Lalafell dragoon and
that's
then
what I
got all
am.
the oh yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, tiny lancer.
Yeah, there you go. And then he got all the way up to Red Mage and then switched to Red Mage and fell in love with that class big time. Loves Red Mage. And then switched to Mechanist and then decided that he didn't want to be Mechanist and then went right back to Red Mage. I'm like, just fucking stay
Yeah,
Red Mage, dude. Get to level 75 and then you can fucking switch. Oh,
but yeah, I don't know. I just got there's so much to do, so I just
there is, there
go
is.
off and take.
Yeah, that fucking that machine that shows up. That's actually Ultima Weapon from 7.
Right, sure.
Yeah, and
I
it's
think I knew that.
funny because I saw the DLC that apparently just released. Well, it's not DLC, but more patches, and they put Emerald Weapon
Yeah.
into the game. And I was talking to some people, and apparently, fucking so is Ruby and Sapphire and Diamond are also in the game as well. I was like, did they literally take all the Ultima weapons from 7 and literally put them in the fucking game? I was like, holy shit. I mean, that's cool. I'd love to fucking fight them, but I'm getting my ass kicked probably.
I mean, they
So.
loaded that game up with just random fan service shit
Oh,
at
for
some
sure,
point.
absolutely. That's all. That is 100%. Because I was talking to my brother, and I was like, I'm gonna be. I was like, one, I won't be surprised because I know you like these kind of types of games, but at the same time, I'll still be surprised if you get really heavy into Final Fantasy 14 because he likes the Final Fantasy series. I don't think he would actually ever like fully play through a Final Fantasy though.
Mm.
I know he wants to. I just don't think that he will actually do it, and he never has. Like, because we grew up watching my dad play Final Fantasy, and that's all he fucking did to play Final Fantasy. So, like, the first game I ever saw him play was 7, and then I also watched him play 10, because that was his favorite, and then 12. I remember him playing those two for a very fucking long time. And then I got into Final Fantasy and played 7. And that's all I did was play 7. I was like, yeah, fuck all the other ones. I just like 7. So then it was like, from 7, I went into Crisis Core, and then before Crisis, and Dirge Cerberus. I was like, 7's good. It's all I need. And as I got older, I was like, I would really like to play the rest of the series too, because it seems like, as a whole, Final Fantasy is just a good fucking series. And so then I started
Yes.
playing all of them, and I fell in love with all of them. And now I'm going back and playing through them again as an adult, so that way I can get a better grasp of things that I don't think I quite understood at the time, just due to where I was at, fucking mentally and developmentally and shit like that. But yeah, I'm super excited to kind of go all the way to the series because I mean, even with 7 alone, like there was stuff that it's like I was telling Kelsey when we did the DFU for it. There was stuff where it's like I was playing, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this. Who am I? Am I Cloud? Am I Zack? I just want to go kill Sephiroth. Like, that's all I want to do. I don't care about any of this. And then it was like this whole shit with like Rufus Shinra and President Shinra and what Shinra's doing. I was like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. The Turks, I don't care. Who are they? I don't give a fuck. I didn't care about none of that as a kid. And as I got older, I go back and play it. And then it was like the other day I was sitting there and I was watching Avid Children with my significant other, my kid. And I was like, it got to this scene where Cloud, he pulled out his sword and held it against Rude, and Rufus Shinra comes out in his wheelchair, and he's like, ah, good, you fight like the soldier you once claimed to be. And Cloud's like, yeah, in my head. And I was like, that was such a good line. And the first time I watched the movie, I didn't get any of that shit. I was like, that was such a good line. And then, like, whenever Sephiroth stabs Cloud through the shoulder, like fucking the scene from the Smash Bros. Trailer with Mario, when he stabs Cloud through the shoulder, and he's like, is this the pain you felt once before? Allow me to make sure you'll never forget it again. And I was like, another great fucking line. Like, I just didn't get it when I was a kid because I was like, I didn't give a shit. So I was like, going back and playing that as many times as I have and then watching the movie, I was like, it made it so much better. So much better watching it this last time around. I was like, oh, God. So much shit I forgot. The movie's so great. I wish they would do more with other Final Fantasies. I mean, we're going to get there sooner or later when 7's done. But, because they decided that they're turning that into a full-on department for remaking Final Fantasies. So there are 3 departments at Square Enix. One that is strictly for the MMO. One that is strictly for the actual continuation, so 16 and so on and so forth. And then one that's going to be for remakes.
This is now so long ago to be old. It was a DS game where they remade Final Fantasy IV in 3D.
Yep.
And it was really good. And then you thought,
you picked that up on Steam, right?
Games, right? Huh?
You can pick that up on Steam now, right? I believe so. The
remake of 4 they put on Steam.
Maybe
because they did remakes of all the Super Nintendo ones that are still 2D and kind of suck. Like, they made like sprites don't look so good. But like this was like 3-dimensional. It looked alright for the DS or whatever. And then they never did another one. Like you thought maybe they'd do 6 next or something. Nope, just dropped it entirely.
Yeah,
real bummer.
As much as I have like a lot of love for like 8 and 9 and 12 because those are like my best friend's favorite games and like those mean a lot to me obviously because when we talk about Final Fantasy we have to talk about our favorites and shit. I think if I had to pick another one to get remade, it'd probably be 6. I think 6 would be an amazing fucking remake.
I think they should have to do something with 6.
Like, I mean,
but they haven't done anything with 6. Feels like 4 got its sequels and stuff. 12 got its DS sequel thing. 10 got 10-2. Yeah, like 4 is just like I'm not 4. 6 is just like left there.
10-2 is a joke though. Like, let's be real.
Sure, but they still like
that game was a
they
joke.
made a full-on other game in a way. 6 is never revisited at all.
Yeah. That was such a stupid system. Like, we get different powers because we switch into different outfits. I'm like, this is fucking
great.
It's fucking stupid. Oh well, it's all right. It is what it is. I mean, we not every when you crush so many, sometimes you have to let out a little bit of I mean, to be fair, as much as I am biased, Dirge of Cerberus was not that good of a game. It really was not that good of a game. People fucking hate
don't remember it being really well received.
No, it was not.
I
thought it was cool as shit because it's like, I think my biggest issue with Dirge of Cerberus was there wasn't enough. I mean, there was enough for us to understand what Vincent's backstory is. I think they could have done a lot more though than what they did. Like, we got to understand a little bit more about his and Lucretia's relationship and how he died and Hojo experimented on him with the chaos materia. But I think they could have done more. I think they definitely could have done more because I think Vincent deserves that. And as things have been moving along so far with just the first remake, part 1, a lot of that stuff's going to get worked into the game. So I'm super pumped about that.
Yeah, it would be things out, hopefully.
Because in the first one, you have where you first break into the Mako reactor. Heidegger looks at the President Shinra, and says, I'm looking in to see if these are the ones who made an attempt on your life. And that's a direct call out to Before Crisis, which was the cell phone game that was only in Japan on the cell phone.
Yes, right.
So, because that's where that happens at. And I was like, damn, they're even bringing Before Crisis into this. Like, holy shit. So, I was so happy about that, though. Like, I never got to play that, and I was super upset because it's like, out of all the Final Fantasies, to make something where I wasn't able to play it, I was really upset that it was my Final Fantasy. And then there was that one guy who bought one of the cell phones. And this was like last year. No, it was more like 2018, 2019. But bought one of the cell phones and fucking remade the entire game on the computer with like a dungeon type simulator type thing that he had, and remade the entire game to its like to a T, and then put it out there for free for people to download. And I was able to get it downloaded before it got taken down by Square, so that way I could fucking play before Crisis. I was like, yes, dude. I still have the files on my computer and everything too. Yep.
Oh.
Looks like shit. It looks like literally someone took a fucking cell phone video game and threw it on a fucking screen. It looks terrible. Fucking, it's so pixelated, you can barely fucking see anything. But goddamn, did I get to play it and read the story? That's all that mattered to me. That's all I gave a shit about, dude. I was like, fuck yes. That way I can hold my head high and say anything Final Fantasy VII related. Played it, 100%.
Yeah, you are dedicated.
Played it, watched it, read it.
Impressive.
Played it, watched it, read it, all of it. The books are so good. I was actually reading those to my daughter when she was still in the NICU. I'd go out there because I was still reading it myself, but on the way to Smile where it goes through everybody. So go up there and be like, all right, we're learning about Yuffie today, and just read out, dude.
I feel like your daughter is lacking necessary context to understand a lot of what's happening in that book. You know,
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. And we were actually talking about this. What was it, yesterday? It might have been today. But just, I can't wait to see what they're going to look like HD, man, in the remake. Like Yuffie and them. Yuffie, Vincent, fucking Kate Sith better be on Mog. Oh my god. He better be on Mog. Anyways, Sid's going to look great. Because I love Sid's outfit in the game. I didn't really care for his outfit in the movie. I didn't care for Barrett's outfit in the movie either. But Sid looks great in the game, and I can't wait to see him HD rendered in the fucking game. Oh, with voice acting now, him great. Cussing. Oh my god, dude, it's gonna be great. I mean, I even had Aerith say shit, so there's no way Sid's not gonna be cussing his ass off in this game, dude. I'm super pumped for that. To actually hear Sid say, "Sit down and drink your goddamn tea." That's gonna be great, dude. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna shed one single tear. It's gonna be great, dude. I'm so fucking pumped, dude.
So long though.
Yeah.
Who knows when it'll happen?
Well, even fucking part 2. I mean, we have no idea how many parts there are. So fucking, I have no idea when part 2 is gonna end. Even when it does come out. I mean, everybody's like 2022. We'll see. But even whenever it does come out, I have no idea where it's gonna end. We could get to like fucking Junon and end there, and it's like maybe, depending on how they want to treat Yuffie, we might have gotten Yuffie by then. Maybe. Right. So
I bet something comes out in 2022, but who knows how much of a game it is.
I don't know, man. Like, at this point, I'll settle. I'll settle for part 2 or 16. Yeah. Because I'm so fucking ready for 16, dude. I am so fucking ready for 16. That one's gonna be it's probably gonna be, like I said, my second favorite Final Fantasy, and I barely have any information about it. I'm so fucking pumped for this game. It's ridiculous, dude. They just released like a little bit of artwork and I fucking lose my shit. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that's probably like within a year-ish.
I would hope so. They said we're going to get a lot more information this year. So they didn't want to release too much in 2020. They wanted to wait for the new year to start releasing a lot more information about 16. So it would be great if we got it at the end of this year. I don't think it's going to happen. It'd be great.
Yeah, I guess everything got kind of virused a bit, so I imagine.
Well, it's like I was talking to you 2021
before. Thing, and maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was talking to you before we turned the cameras on about my fucking statues. Same reason why all my statues got pushed back. Right. Fucking goddamn COVID, motherfucker, dude.
Yeah,
son of a bitch. I don't know, man. I mean, I get a lot of people had a lot of hard times through 2020, and I'm not trying to make light of that whatsoever. But fucking 2020 was a pretty good year for me, man. I did really good financially. Yeah. I had a daughter. I mean, fuck, can't put a price on that, dude. Can't put a price on that, man.
Yeah.
I will say this.
You had specific things that went nicely, for sure.
Yeah. But I will say this, though. She has her first surgery coming up in April. And we just got told the date yesterday. I've never been so fucking nervous about something in my life, dude. Like, I'm not excited about the fact that we're having the surgery at all. So... it's nothing big. I mean, they're fixing her cleft lip, but it's just like, man, dude, Just thinking about putting my
risks
baby in for surgery is just, it's not something I want to do, bro. It is not something I want to do. And it's overnight, so she's going to be there overnight, too, and it's like, ugh. So.
I mean, at least it's not until April, so hopefully things have calmed down some by then,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of people getting vaccinations out and stuff,
Yeah.
and, like,
well, luckily, it's
being in a
the same
hospital
that she was in the entire time. So, like, we couldn't bring her home for that whole month after she was born. It's that same hospital. So, it's like, they took care of my kid for a month.
So you're just old friends with people there
now. Yeah, they took care of my kid for a month. They can take care of my kid for another day. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's not that big a deal. So.
And I'm sure they'll be happy to see her and say, oh, there she is.
There she is.
We're going to take good care of this one.
Yeah.
Usually we don't try.
Actually sleep at night, dude. Me and my significant other worked hard to get her on a night schedule. Hard. It was like week 2, and we hit success finally at week 2. I was so happy when we brought her home. So now we finally got her to the point, and we just got the okay from the doctors that we don't have to, because she's not considered preemie status anymore, that we don't have to wake her up to feed her at night anymore, because we were having to wake her up every 3 hours to feed her. So now she takes that bottle at 10 p.m., 11 p.m.-ish, and I normally go to sleep at midnight anyway, but 10 p.m. to 11 p.m.-ish, she is dead asleep until like 5, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. Fuck yeah, dude. I'll take it, dude.
I have no first-hand experience, but I know sitcoms that apparently babies don't like to sleep through the night.
Nope.
So that's very impressive.
They don't have that time aspect in the womb. So normally, whenever mama's walking around, it's kind of like cradling a baby. So they fall fucking asleep, during the day, and then at night when mama's laying down trying to get sleep, it's like, okay, cool, now let's run the fuck around. It's party time. So they're kind of on that.
Babies don't know that we have a system that we all exist in, and have places to be, and people to deal with, and such.
Exactly.
Babies don't know that.
Exactly. No, it was basically, I looked up the schedule, and it was, like, there's a whole bunch of different hospitals that were swearing by the schedule, and it was like, basically your newborn needs to get a minimum of 14 hours of sleep to 17 hours of sleep a day. That's minimal.
Jeez. Yeah.
And so I took that time that they're supposed to be awake and forced it to be between this time and this time, so that way that 14 to 17 minimum, a good aspect of that's coming out of the fucking night. So basically at 4 o'clock is her wake up time, and she starts getting drowsy around like 9 to 10, and she fights it. Like, I don't like, there's no way to really force a kid to go to sleep, but she kind of tries to fight it, and then she'll like hold off to about 11, like 10:30 to 11, and then it's a lot of her eyes are open, but it's just the whites of her eyes. So like her eyes are like this all the time, where she's trying to fight it. And then 11 o'clock, we put her in a crib, or more like 10:30, we put her in a crib, and we leave it out in the living room. She just likes the living room a lot better. And then she's fucking out, dude. Just roll that crib. So we got one of those roll ones. Just roll that crib all the way back to the bedroom, lay down in bed, lights off, go to sleep. We're good to go. She's actually scared of the dark. That was interesting. I didn't think that you could figure that shit out this early, but I tested some stuff. So it's like she would cry and cry and cry when she was in the room with us at night. And then one night I was in bed, and I was trying to get her to calm down, so I brought her into the bed with me. And I'm sitting there like, rocking her and stuff like that. And I turned on my cell phone light, and she stopped crying instantly. And so then I just kind of flipped my phone over where the light was still on, but it was covered up, and she stopped crying, or she started crying again. And then I flipped back up, it stopped crying instantly. And so that was one night. And then there was another night where I was in the hallway, and I had my door open, and like I turned my hallway light on, it would shine a little bit in the room. So she's sitting there crying, and I was coming to check on her. I turned on the light, instantly stops crying. And then I was like, okay, she looks good, she's fine, she's a little awake, but whatever. So I walked back out, turned off the light, started crying. As soon as the light went off, turned back on, stopped crying. I was like, she's fucking scared of the dark. She's fucking scared of the dark. Holy shit.
She doesn't have object permanence yet, so as far as she knows, when it's dark, nothing exists anymore.
That's fair.
Nothing. She's the only thing left in the world.
Dude, I'm so worried. My daughter is going to be so much fucking smarter than me whenever she was at my age. It's fucking crazy. Like, I mean, I know kids just automatically are advancing even more and more and more as we go on in society. But, like, She's already fucking able to roll over. She's not supposed to be able to do that till like 3 months. It's fucking crazy. Her neck strength is stupid. Ever since we brought her home, burping her has been a nightmare because you go to like put them up and you go to burp her and then she does this where she throws her head back and she's like looking at you and shit. I'm put your fucking head down so I can fucking burp. She makes it so hard because then she throws her head back, but she can't keep it up. So then she either falls this way or she falls this way. It's like, where are you going? And then what's the other thing? Oh, she is so aware of shit around her. Like even the nurses, whenever it was in the NICU, they would open the door. She would literally stare at them and then follow them around the room. They're like, she's not supposed to be able to do that yet, like at all. Like holy shit, like it's nuts. So like I got this new game I like to play with her, where like she'll be laying down. I'll take my hand like this and I'll slowly drop it down to like her face, and like she'll be looking around, and then when she notices my hand, she'll just focus on it. And she'll watch it, and she'll be like laying still. And as it gets closer, she gets more hyper. She's like, like she starts breathing and starts moving, and she'll like slap my hand away. I'm telling you, she's 2 months at this point. She'll like slap my hand away, and if like I manage to get on her, she like licks my hand to get it off. I'm like, what, did you stop? Like, cause I put it on her face. I just do like you know, like just to play with her and stuff like that. She'll like and she'll like freak out and stuff, and then she just goes back to normal. And then I'll bring that hand and start coming down again. She always hyperventilates, dude. It's hilarious. It's not actually hyperventilating, but she sounds like she is. And it's fucking hilarious. Every time she gets excited, she's like, I'm like, what are you? So I want to spray you with like a water bottle or something. Like, what are you doing? Stop it. It's fucking nuts, dude. She cracks me up, man. She cracks me the fuck up. It's nuts. It's nutty.
That's good. That's good. It sounds like she's doing well.
Oh, yeah. She's doing extremely well,
surgery aside.
Yeah. She's doing extremely well. She's finally up into the weight limit that she's supposed to be, which we were automatically worried about whenever she first came home and stuff, being a preemie and the way the weights and shit are. But yeah, she's officially 8 pounds now. So she's getting there, man. A little chubby. Got to get them fat, dude. It's the only way she can get her surgeries. Because she has this one. The big surgery that she has is at the end of the year. So in December is when they're going to reconstruct her entire palate. So that's the big surgery. And I am... As much as I'm nervous for that one, I'm fucking ready for that one, dude. Because that's probably been the scariest part of having her home is like being asleep and then her having a sinus reflux out of nowhere, which is where basically she goes to throw up, but it all goes through that hole and out her nose. Because when we were first feeding her and stuff, she was still having like breast milk and stuff like that. It was like chunky stuff. And she couldn't breathe. She physically couldn't breathe. So we had to hurry up and grab. We have like this little ball thing that's got like a long needle on it, and you shove up in her nose and suck all that shit out so she could breathe. Man, that shit is. I mean, imagine being asleep and at 2 o'clock at night you wake up because your fucking daughter's just gargling on her own vomit. It's like fuck, dude. Like
Jesus, yeah.
It's not fun, man. Shit's scary, but we finally got her on. And it's one of those things where it's like, it also is their muscles in their body aren't strong enough to keep it down yet, too. So with time, around like the 4-month range, she won't be doing it hardly at all. But we were able to find a formula for her to drink to where instead of it being like an actual like solid mess, it's mainly just liquid. So now when she does it, to her, it's like she's sneezing. She doesn't even fucking notice it. And it doesn't block up any airways. She's able to breathe. So, because before she would just start screaming and crying. Because I would too. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this shit is.
Nightmare. Terrible.
Yeah. To where now, like, and she would fucking reflux like fucking 5 times a day. It was ridiculous, man. That is just not fucking fun. Because you instantly go from like, everything's fine to it's fucking panic mode. Like, I gotta get this cleaned up. She can't fucking breathe. She's gargling. I mean, it's fucking nuts, dude. So, lot better situation with that. Because now, like I said, she refluxes and then she just looks at you like, yeah, I fucking sneezed. So, yeah, it's been nuts, man. But yeah, that's my kid, everybody. I know a lot of people have been wanting to hear more information about, you know, as people have come to call her Baby Blade. Yeah, Little Miss Baby Blade. Yeah. Everybody's excited because I was waiting for her to get a little bit bigger because I actually got her, as you can't see, but they'll be able to see, got her a onesie with my actual logo on it. So that way, next time I go to stream and I go to show her on stream, she'll actually have like the fucking onesie that has the logo and everything on it. So yeah, I got her a dead funny one and a clouded blade one, but she's a tad bit too small to fit into them yet. So, which is weird because they're 0 to 6 months, but she's just preemie, man. Preemies are so fucking small. Like when she was born, she was 4 pounds. That's small, man.
Jeez. Oh man.
Yeah, like her head fit here, and like the rest of her body came to like here. Like she was fucking little, dude. She was little thing. So, like when we would burp her, one of the things they showed us, instead of like doing it up here because of her cleft and stuff, it was easier for us to like actually lay her head in our hand and have her body lay across our forearm and just burp her like that. That's how small she was. So we would actually burp her like that. It's fucking nuts, dude. Whole new situation, man. It's one thing to be a dad. It's another thing to, like, with all these fucking complications that you got to learn around. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, out of all the things you could have took from my gene pool, that's the thing you decided to grab was the cleft lip and the cleft palate. Like, fuck, man. Oh, man. I was like, ain't that some shit?
And the strong neck.
Yeah, the strong neck.
You know,
dude,
you seem to have a strong neck, and she's got it. So there you go.
There you go. Well, it's funny because, like, my significant other, she wears glasses. So, and I can already tell, you know, like one of my daughter's eyes definitely feels like it kind of loses focus a little bit. So I'm like, all right, she's probably going to have glasses. So I was like, you got that from your mom. And then she also has webbed toes. And so she also got that from my significant other as well. Like, you just decided to grab all the random bad, abnormal shit out of both of our gene pools. It was like, here I am. Oh, man. Yeah.
I don't know. Does Web Toes have like downsides?
No, but I like to pick on her. I used to pick on her mom about them all the time, and then because basically that's what her parents would say because she gets them from her dad, and her dad used to say that's the only reason I knew that you were my kids because they had 3 kids was that they all 3 had webbed toes, but it was all like different amounts of webbing, and my significant other actually has the most out of them. But yeah, exactly. But my daughter's is like very small, but it's there. You can fucking see it. And I was like, you just took all the random abnormal shit and was just like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this. It's like you could have went for anything else, any fucking thing else, but no. So we're hoping she gets my eye color because my significant other's eyes I think are brown and I've got hazel. So we're hoping at least she takes that. So right now they're really blue, but a lot of babies are like that when they're born, and then their eye color slowly starts to set in. So we'll see.
Yeah, that thing can kind of vary. Mine go between blue and greenish, depending on whatever. And
True.
Eyes are weird. Everything's weird. It's all.
They are. But we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. We've been going on for a little bit more over time, but you know, hey, I ain't got to get on a podcast in with JoJo, so. Been a minute. Talk about some shit. But if you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you like and subscribe. Also hit us in the comment section below if you wanted to, you know, give me some grief about attacking the all-powerful Nintendo. That's completely fine. You know, throw that down there. Or if you're big fans of Mii fighters, which I don't believe you exist. I don't believe that there are actual Mii fighter mains out there. No, I just don't believe you exist. I refuse.
Oh, I am pretty good with the punch guy.
No, he doesn't. No, he's not. No, he's
brawler.
Not. I'm done with you. No, you're done. Anyways, so we also have our Twitters and our Twitches down there. Make sure you go hit those links. Show us some love. That's the best way to show us some love and support us and stuff. Also, don't forget, because I'm supposed to be advertising this, because a lot of people are like, holy shit, I didn't know that you guys actually had it. Merch, another great way to support us. Merch, I completely forget to talk about it. People are like, every YouTube channel out there talks about their merch, and you guys never do it. I'm like, I fucking forget, and I'll even be wearing the fucking shirt. So, yeah, we have merch. That's a great way to support us, is to go check out the merch. That link's in the description below as well. But, I hope you guys have a great week. See you next time.